Yeah.
We're on. We're good.
Yep.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Rhode Board of Education Work Session Action Virtual Meeting, September 15, 2020 at 7 p.m. Can you please stand for the flag salute? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Pagoda Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Pagoda Borough Hall, indicated by letter to the record, filed with the clerk of the Borough of Pagoda and posted on the Pagoda Board of Education website. Erica, can you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Alvarez?
Present.
Mrs. Kearns?
Present.
Mrs. Lewis?
Here.
Mr. McHale?
Here.
Mrs. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Moore, absent. Mrs. Van Buren?
Present.
Ms. Montgomery? Absent. Mrs. Coles?
Here.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Also present is Mr. Kennedy, our superintendent, Nathaniel Simon, our board attorney, Mr. Essel is our board administrator, and Elizabeth Ruiz is our assistant board secretary. At this time, can I have a motion to open up to public comments on agenda items only?
So moved, Pat.
Pat, can I have a second?
Second, Maureen.
Kathy. Second, Maureen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I see. Connie?
She's on mute.
Connie?
It shows her as muted.
I clicked unmute. She has to unmute, I think. It says talking permitted on our end.
Okay, is there anyone else right now until she unmutes?
I don't see any other hands up.
Oh, she's unmuted now.
Connie, can you hear? Wait, Connie, wait 1 second. I think everyone has to mute themselves so that everyone needs to be muted so we're not getting feedback. Everyone should be muted.
Okay, Connie.
You're just coming in very muffled. We can't really hear you.
Okay. It's not being the next one.
Okay, you can always put it in the chat too, I think, and then we can read it. Okay. I don't see any other hands raised.
she putting this in the chat or no?
I think she
don't
said,
see it. All right, we can always come back. Can I have a motion to close public comment?
So move.
Can I have a second?
Second, Maureen.
Second, Maureen, okay. Superintendent's report?
okay, a couple of things. First, I would like to move item 9/22/2034. I would like to move that to an action item tonight and make that 9/15/2003. That's our digital divide grant. Although we have accepted the grant twice, the DOE wants us accepting it a third time. We got the phone call today. We could start spending that money, and I believe that's around $150,000 that we're going to be able to use for digital and for technology caused by the pandemic. We had the reopening of schools last week. Obviously, there's always going to be a couple little glitches. We can't control everything. For example, Google has been causing trouble and having outages, and that's Google. So that's every school involved using Google. But attendance has been normal. Our teachers are engaging students. We were cautious with our bandwidth after doing some practice tests, and we did keep some teachers from at home to make sure the bandwidth was held up so that we can continue doing our video conferencing. But the bandwidth has been ordered, and it should be fiber line should be to all three buildings and doubling our bandwidth within the next 2 weeks. We also today gave teachers the PD on Go Guardian, which is going to allow the staff the ability to take control of students' tabs and make sure they're on task, but also make sure for the younger grades, they're going to be able to pull a whole grade into a tab when needed. So when they need to go to a certain site or to make sure that they're on a site. So the teachers got some PD on that. So they're going to start doing that. We did have one issue with the teacher issued Chromebooks. There seems to be a little glitch with Google Meet right now. So Frank is working that out. There's an update that should be coming out soon, and we're hoping that's going to fix it. So teachers have been using other devices right now, but the Google Meet is the only thing that's not working on that. And apparently that's happened in a few other districts too that ordered this kind of Chromebook. We are planning a virtual back to school night. And we're going to move that to the last week in September. Bixby, we're going to look to do September 29th, Steen, September 30th, and the high school, October 1st. So that information will be coming out soon. Just an update too, we received the COPS Security Safety Grant. This is Chang's work again. It's totaling $277,000 from the federal government, and it's going to help enhance security issues throughout the district. From $180,000 worth of cameras for replacements, but also new cameras and dead spots. New doors in the high school, because we have those old wooden doors in the summertime, they have caused trouble because they expand with the heat. Window film on all the windows in the district. We're going to rekey the whole system, the whole district, and have it all on one key system now. So instead of having 50 different keys, we're going to be able to have one key that open every door for the people that have it, but we're going to have the same keying system. 32-way radios, social media monitoring with Gaggle. So when keywords come up, when kids are online, they get flagged and they get sent to us when bullying occurs or if suicide or drugs are mentioned in any type of school form under their name. We're also purchasing with this software for when parents and visitors come to the school that they run their ID through something, so we can check that right away too. So a couple of little things, but that's the meat and potatoes of it. So again, kudos to Mr. Chang, Irfin, and everyone that helped with that. But that's another big thing for the district. Only 5 districts in New Jersey got it. And if you look at our size compared to some of the other schools that got our money, it was like 2nd or 3rd in New Jersey. So we're proud of that. Just a sports update. We are going to go with sports. I don't know if you've seen, but Leonia and Teaneck have walked back their sports, and they are allowing it now. We started practices on Monday. It's football, cross country, and soccer right now. The trainer is on site. That's where they meet. They do the temperature checks. They do their evaluations before they can start practicing. Right now, middle school sports is not happening. A lot of districts are not moving forward with that because they feel the idea with the high school sports is that some of these kids, it's their last chance to play. And middle school sports are just starting out. So right now for the fall, we will not be doing anything for the middle school. But we do have games scheduled, football games scheduled, and we're just going to follow the data and see what it does. There's certain criteria we have to follow, and if anything happens, we have to make sure we follow procedures go right into place. You got to make sure you're. So that's where we are with that. Also, I've been working with Miss Connolly. We want to make sure that we're going to try and bring back our special ed students in the afternoon in the next week or two. This will allow the elementary teachers, they're done with their day for the most part by 12:45, and then they're doing some one-on-one instruction in the afternoon. So what we were thinking about doing is releasing some of them and bringing some of our special ed kids back in the afternoon to start bringing them back. So right now we're assessing where those students are, and students who are struggling right now or who regressed in the last 6 months since March, we want to get them back in as soon as possible and start working with them. Childcare, working through the county, it would take us months to get approved for an offsite for childcare right now. And the county soup said it would be very tough just to get DOE approval. You would have to follow a lot of guidance, and just to get the DOE to come out that we'll be back in school hopefully before the time that can happen. So we're going to continue looking. There's not many options for us right now with that. So I sent an email out a couple weeks ago to the parents, and I'm going to have to inform them again that right now that we have nothing for them. But we're looking to see what we can do. So if we could get some kids in our buildings, then maybe in a week or two, we could get a few more kids in there and help with that. October 19th is our date that we'd like to return. We also are looking to bring back in-person board meetings. Working with the IT department right now. We want to be able to have an in-person board meeting where we can, and people that need to be remote can be remote, but it's important because we can't fill our we have to be able to offer public comments. So we have to be live, but we also have to be able to make sure that we're not getting back, we're not talking one another and the echoes are going through and we're all muffled. So Frank is working on that. I told him, look, we got to concentrate on the opening of schools. We'll get back to in person when we can in a month or two, see where we're at. But I want to make sure for the opening of schools that was our full concentration. I think we've given out over 1,100 Chromebooks. I have not received a lot of bad information or comments, but again, parents, we tell them to go to their teacher, go to their principals, and I've been checking in with the principals every day. Myself, I have not received only positive comments. Parents were happy. Again, there's going to be glitches. Kids are going to get kicked out of Zooms, but we're working on it. We have processes to help parents, help them, and we're going to continue offering PD to the families to try to help them through this time. But again, it's already September 15th. So, we're moving along. In another couple of weeks, hopefully we're coming back into the buildings, and we're going to continue monitoring what's happening in other districts right now. So, but that's where we are right now. But I think for virtual start of the school year, we were able to hand out textbooks, we were able to hand out materials, and we got off to a good start, and we hope to continue with it. That's what I got.
Mr. Kennedy, can you just quickly go over school lunch? A few people I saw on Facebook had questions.
So right now we are working with them, but every day we are offering free lunch to anyone 18 years and younger. We sent out that information. Right now it's from 10:30 to 1 at the high school. We are working because it has come to our attention that some parents can't get there every day. So we're going to be sending word out that parents might be able to place an order in the beginning of the week, and we might be able to give them 5 lunches and 5 breakfasts for the month, for the week. because we understand it's hard to get there every day. So we're working on that with our lunch service provider. But it's hard because right now I think the last couple of days we've had 130 lunches go out, which is not a ton, but we have to we don't want them making too much because then we don't want to lose the food. So she's been trying to do it a day at a time, but I have spoken to her about how we can provide lunches for students whose parents can't get there every day.
Is that frozen lunch? I thought I saw somebody post.
I think they get frozen, but it's a meal they can heat up.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? No? Okay, we're going to move on to the action items, 9:15:20:01 to 9:15:20:02. Personnel, can I have a motion?
So moved, Pat.
Second, Kathy.
Second, Kathy. Do we have any discussion?
You're muted, Lisa. You're muted.
Irving, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Alvarez,
Yes.
Mrs. Kearns,
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Markel,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Van Buren,
Yes.
Mrs. Coles.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to make a motion, please, sir. I'd like
Okay,
to move agenda item number 9/22/2034 under finance to an action item also under finance to be number 9/15/2003.
okay, can we have a second?
Second, Pat.
Pat? Do we have any discussion? Okay, no discussion. Irving, can you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Alvarez,
Yes.
Mrs. Kearns,
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Markel,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Van Buren,
Yes.
Mrs. Coles.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Do I need to make a motion now to?
Yeah, now you have to move to vote on that motion.
All right, yes, okay, so I make a motion to approve agenda item 9/15/2003.
Second.
Pat? Okay. Irving, can you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Alvarez,
Yes.
Mrs. Kearns,
Yes.
Mrs. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Markel,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mrs. Van Buren,
Yes.
Mrs. Coles.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to policy 9/22/2001 to 9/22/2013. Do we have any discussion?
9/22/2008, the immunization one.
Okay.
Mandated. Not really sure what the minor revisions were. I couldn't get on.
It was record keeping. Hang on.
I agree with Kathy. I think it had something to do with record keeping.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't get on to the thing.
Where is it? 5320?
Yeah.
No, it was.
It's also with the administration code changing, so they just had to change
Right,
some
yeah, I don't think it was-
administration code language.
It was revised to provide additional guidance and to more closely align with the structure of control the administrative code.
Okay.
So not much. It was pretty much the administrative code. Okay.
Anyone good with that? Okay, we'll move on to education. 9/22/2014 to 9/22/2017. Any discussion? No discussion? Okay, we'll move on to personnel. 9/22/2018 to 9/22/2024. Any discussion? No? Okay, we'll move on to finance. 9/22/2025 to 9/22/2033. Any discussion? No discussion. Okay, very good. Does anybody have any committee reports?
I do, Kathy.
Okay,
Just a reminder to everybody, school board is anxious for those of us that are going to register for the virtual workshop in October. So please let Irfin know so we can get the registrations in.
okay.
We already registered.
You registered everybody?
I'll make sure that everybody will receive the login and credentials so you can get into the system that day. And with the new registration, actually, it's not only that window, those 3-4 days. I guess you will be able to rewind or watch the videos and continue to reach out the resources later after the convention.
For a whole year.
The whole year, yeah.
Yeah, my understanding is that they're going to be available for 1 full year.
Oh, great, that's good.
It's also a lot less expensive than it usually was, and more people can be part of it, so that's
Right.
advantages.
Good. Okay, does anybody else have any committee reports? Okay, we'll move on to old business. Does anybody have any old business? Does anybody have any new business? Okay. Can I have a motion to open up to public comment?
So moved, Pat.
Can I have a second?
Second, Maureen.
Second, Maureen, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, at this time, if anybody would like to come forward, just state your name and your address. Okay, I don't see anybody coming forward, do you?
Nope. Yeah.
Oh, quiet evening, okay. Can I have a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
All right, can I have a second?
Second, Sabrina.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have no need to go into executive session, so can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Pat, can I have a second?
Second, Maureen.
Great, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you all. Have a good evening.
You too. Take care. Stay well.
Thank you.
Okay.